because we are hopefully going to do a little workshopping, but we'll do it all together since it's a small group. But I am super stoked. So I'm super stoked, but then it's a little hard.
If it's just us.
Here comes Janae.
Oh, that's a cool picture.
I know, isn't that a great picture?
Oh.
Love that. Is Janae there?
I am. Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you. We're a small group today. Jennifer is out. Karen is going to join us as soon as she can, but we're going to do some, and I don't know where Linda went. She's here, but not here. Your hair looks great, Janae. You lightened it.
Thank you. Yeah, lighter and a lot of dry shampoo.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of workshopping today, and I'm really excited about this. And so you will need a piece of paper and a pen, and we'll send you the video. Bree is not joining us either. She is at the hospital. And
Working, not.
yes, I'm going to ask you some questions and allow you some space to write those down. And then instead of breaking off into groups, I think what we'll do is, since we're a small group, particularly, or we might split up, actually, now that I'm saying that. So don't listen to me right now. So what we're going to do is look at where we're at currently. And after 90 days, after being at the workshop, I want you to, on a piece of paper, I want you to, on the top part of it, I want you to make like a chart, right? So that you have two sections that you can write in. And the first part of it, I want you to think back over the last 90 days. Like, can you believe it's already July?
Nope.
And before you answer, like, well, yeah, never mind. I don't know why I'm like, so what I want you to do is I want you to list out what wins that you're most proud of and that you're celebrating. And what I want you to do in the left column is list out the wins. So like, I'll put down, I've enrolled 2 people in my mastermind in the last week. Then to the right of it is why. Why does that feel like a win to you and a celebration? Well, because these are 2 top of the line women that have owned multi 6-figure businesses that are super excited to grow and develop, and it'll make a lasting impact in their life, right? Like, or it could be a win was that you hired a team member. Why? Because now I'm able to get things completed that I wasn't able to get completed before. So take a few minutes to jot those down. And then we're going to come back and do a little sharing. Oh, here comes Pam. Pam, what we're doing is take a piece of paper and a pen, if you don't mind. I'm into workshopping this week. Pam was just on my private client call the other day and I was doing some workshopping. And I want you to just make a line down the middle of the page. And on the left-hand side, I want you to think back over the last 90 days, some wins that you're most proud of and are celebrating. And in the right column, I want you to put why. Why is that a win to you? Why is it, are you proud of it and celebrating it? So just jot those down and we're going to workshop this.
Is my sound good, Debbie? I just plugged in my blue snowball for you. So
Yes, it is.
we have good sound.
I'll give you another couple minutes. Oh, I know why you did your hair, because you're recording a podcast with me today. I'm like, her hair's all nice and curly. Okay. Put a thumbs up if you're ready to kind of talk about it, or do like this if you just need a minute or more to go. Joni, are you a thumbs up or a? Okay. Okay. So Joni, let's start with you. With you and your snowball. Oh, you're not ready? That reminds me, last night, there's a place in town here that is teaching line dancing for 2 hours on a Wednesday night. It was the first time I've worn my shorts with my cowboy boots, and oh my gosh, was it fun, and what a good workout. And that's how she was like, do you want to do it again, or are you good? Thumbs up or thumbs sideways? So Joni, what are some wins that you're locked? We'll go back to Joni. Pam, you're off mute. Let's start with you. What are some wins that you've had?
Okay. I decided to postpone the sale timeline of my business. And I immediately felt free and relaxed, and it just created this spaciousness and ease for like other things to start brewing and percolating and happening. So I was happy. I kind of was listening to my gut on that one. I joined Moira Fuller's Subscription Box Academy. So now I am learning all these new things about, I mean, it's funny because I've been in business for 22 years and even other businesses before that. And I can still learn new systems and techniques and just ways of doing things that are going to make things a lot easier. And so that's a win because I'm still learning. You know, I didn't throw in the towel on learning. And it's also a win because the bottom line about the Subscription Box Academy is that I am following my true passion of retail, which I have always sort of poo-pooed and thought it was frivolous and silly and whatever. And you know what? I don't care because it makes me happy.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing those. I know you probably have more, but I want to make sure everybody has the chance.
Sure.
And Linda, I put in the chat what we're doing so that you can catch up on the exercise, because we're doing some workshopping today.
Okay.
And Pam, pass it on to somebody else. Joni's going to try to log back in here in a second. So,
okay. Well, it looks like Linda's ready to go because she's off mute.
Yes. Apologies. My schedule changed and I got a client that I wasn't expecting. So anyway, good to see everybody. And we're sharing wins. Is that what you said?
actually, Linda, I'm going to pass it to Janae, because we're doing an exercise that we're workshopping on, and we took a few minutes to do this.
Okay. All right.
List out wins that you've had in the last 90 days and why it's a win to you. And then I'm going to ask you to share a couple. So Janae, I'm going to pass it to you to give Linda just a few minutes.
So I wrote, I've been posting more on social. And that's a win for me because I'm realizing that it's actually not that hard and I have enough to say. And I saw a difference in reach from doing it consistently. My second one is I've built in time in my life for myself. And I'm proud of that because I'm feeling less stressed. I'm prioritizing what I think is the most important. Number 3 is I'm saying no to things that I don't want to do or that no longer serve me. And that's helping me. I'm proud of that because I'm staying more in joy and it's helping me not get into overwhelm because I'm too busy. And I feel like I'm getting in a good habit of consistently like paring things down. So trying not to overcomplicate things and it's becoming a way that I act instead of something I'm trying to do. And then the last one is I'm getting really real with myself on what I want versus others' opinions. And I'm proud of that because I realized I've had a lot of opinions and a lot of great opinions and also conflicting opinions, and yet none of them are really mine. So, in finding some of that space, I'm getting clearer on my own thinking. And that's kind of abstract. The more detailed piece is like, I had this moment where someone I was working with was like, I don't know if actually building a business is what you want to do. And I also was like, I'm not sure if that's what, like, is that what I want to do? And then my walls went up and I was like, I don't want to give this up yet. And basically this person was like, I think it's one of the ways that you're hanging on and punishing yourself. And so then when I thought of what it would be like to like give it up, I don't think I actually want to give it up, but now I just recognize where the punishment piece of it is. And I had enough space to actually think through it and not think through it, not just always look for other people's opinions to tell me how I should be thinking.
Janae, I'm so excited for you because what that means is you're trusting yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're trusting yourself. And then it's different for you to like make the decision and then go out and talk to people about it. And inevitably, it's just like when people, it's amazing to me, like when people are pregnant, they'll tell you every like gnarly story they ever know, right? Like people just want to give their opinion about everything. And to your point, sometimes it's conflicting. But what I heard out of that was that you're trusting yourself and you know what you want versus trying to seek everybody else's thoughts first to form what you want.
Yes. Yes.
Big difference.
Yeah. Huge. And
Yeah,
definitely new for me. So it's good to feel like I'm there.
Yeah. And I want to go back too. So congratulations on that with Pam. And, you know, an interesting thing is too, like you have been on this trajectory of selling your business, thinking about it always being January, but had applied a lot of internal pressure to yourself. And so what really shifted was you said, I don't have to put all this over expectation on myself. So nicely done.
Yeah,
Nicely.
it was a completely made up timeline on me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, also, I just kind of want to piggyback on what Janae said, because it's interesting because I also had that same niggle, as you say, about, you know, I don't have to start something new. I don't have to go. I have a business that I can just continue to run until I'm ready to sail off into the sunset. And the last couple months have been a little hard and I went through the muckety muck, but you know what? I want to move forward. I want to keep learning and I want to keep going forward. So, it's nice to know someone else is like going, should I, shouldn't I? So anyway.
Yeah, nice. Janae, pass it on. We've got Britt, Sarah, Joni, and Linda.
All right, Sarah, you're up.
Hello. Okay, let's see. I think I'll just share one main win because it's kind of fresh on my brain. And that is that I actually signed up for, I hope she's back. Is Joni back? Okay, there she is. I signed up for Joni's 90-day flow program and just had my first session yesterday. And there's many reasons why that feels like a win, but just to kind of highlight a few. In making the decision to do that, I worked through more and other levels of my money stories. and acknowledge that I'm worth it, and followed my gut, even though financially, practically, it didn't feel like necessarily the best decision. My gut just kept coming back, and Joni knows it took me some weeks to make the decision. But yeah, I had my first session yesterday, and it was amazing and a wild ride, and I experienced some things that I've never experienced before, and it was only my first session, so it was good. So
Welcome
anyways,
to the ride.
I know Ryan got home, he's like, tell me about it. I'm like, well, it was a ride. It was a wild ride. Let me tell you more.
Yeah,
He
nicely
goes,
done.
wow.
Sarah.
Yeah. And I will
Nicely
pass to
done.
Britt.
Thank you. You're on mute.
There we
you
go. Sorry, I was like, I have to get myself off mute. A lot of what I've been dealing with in the past 6 months to a year is a lot of personal, doing the really digging deep, a lot of personal work. So a huge win for me is the past probably 4 to 5 months, I've been doing some really intensive EMDR therapy, if you've ever heard of that. And I've had some pretty significant breakthroughs, which has been huge. And the wins are just why is it a win? It's allowing myself the space to heal and let go of a lot of past trauma. And that's been like an actual physical release has been pretty amazing. Working through some pretty hard stuff. And then it kind of dovetails with it is just speaking up for my needs and setting and holding boundaries a lot better than this people pleaser does not do well with that. And so it's just, it's allowing me, the win is it's allowing me to tune into what I need and advocate for myself. I always preach to my daughter that she needs to be her own best advocate, and part of being a mom is that I advocate for her, but I don't do it for myself. So that's really learning how to do those things on my own that just play into every other part of life. And there's, a whole laundry list, but that's some pretty significant wins.
Awesome. Way to go.
Thank
Pass it
you.
on. We've got Linda and Joni.
Linda.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's been a very interesting time since we were all together, and one of the wins that I'm really very happy about is the settling in with the partner relationship that I have in the business, and that's going well. And also just realizing more and more how to have my voice in a very strong but positive way, and so that's been very important and good for me. And the clinic is continuing to grow. We are with clients. We're really blessed with clients, and this summer is really scheduled out, which is good. And we have the neurotech is now what was part-time. We're bringing her on full-time, and that's going well too. So what it does is it gives me more time to be able to focus on another part of the business that I'm choosing to get back into, and that's some of the additional training and learning. And it was interesting because in the other Zoom call, one of the things is what is your challenge, and I put down schedule. Well, of course, that wasn't it. It went much deeper down to, well, I have to schedule really busy, and then realizing why. And it's like, okay, part of this was a big fear that I'm really not smart enough to do this. That imposter syndrome came creeping up again. And it's just like, okay, another opportunity to take a deeper dive and heal that one. But that was really interesting. And I'm sitting here with the diplomas on my wall, and it really doesn't matter for any of us what's on there if we continue to hang on to that. So that was a big one for me. And I love summer. I've been doing a lot of swimming in the river, which I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Linda, thank you. Because that's, it is important to realize that a win is also recognizing things and being able to go from like the surface part to really dig deeper to uncover what that bind is for you.
Yeah.
That's good. you know,
Oh, it's
because
a huge win.
it
I,
takes
yeah,
practice to do that. So
yeah.
thank you for sharing that, because I bring that up so that everybody else can kind of think about that as well. So Joni, bring us home.
All right. Hopefully I'm all back online and stay online for the rest of the afternoon, but computer needed to update Zoom all of a sudden. I it is hard to believe it's already been this much time. I like really it's been since that much, like that much time has passed, which brings me back to I haven't looked religiously at the things I wrote down then, so to compare. But I did have like lately some really great stuff's all come in alignment as far as what I want to do, how I want my business to progress, and things like setting a date for a retreat in the spring or late winter. I'm putting myself out there in a way that I'm like, okay, I can be guests on things, and I'm getting invitations even without active recruitment. So that's really cool. I have over the last 3 weeks, I've had 3 asks to be in. I got asked to be in someone else's expert line of coaches for their program. So I feel really cool about that. Or I shouldn't say cool, but like I'm really excited to be in that space with other people and see how other people do their business and see how like that collaboration can really look. So I'm super excited about that too. Always grateful for my new 90-day clients. And thank you so much for the shout out, Sarah. It's awesome. But some of the biggest things that have came to me also is just like this idea of being a leader and showing up as that expert in the field. And I think there's some of like what Linda spoke to too. It's just like, I know my stuff. Like, why do I get paranoid about talking about it? Or like even today as a guest on the podcast with Debbie, like I'm all worried about it. And it's like, why am I worried? I know like what it's not like she's gonna ask me hard questions like that I don't know the answer to. So sitting into that a little more and knowing that I do want to be more in that leadership role, more mastermind, and owning that I want to be facilitating other helpers and healers heal as they move forward in their business too. So I would say and then the other thing as I get busier with that, I've had a lot more PT clients creep into my schedule too, which is great. But I just decided yesterday or a couple days ago that I was like, I'm done with that until after September when my kids go back to school, so I can really focus on growing this like more coaching, one like bigger programming kind of packaging is what I really want to do. So where I can see the really big holistic transformation. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
or help people do that. I don't really care to see it. It's really the process, but yeah.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Okay, so now thank you all for sharing. Lots of wins. I love that. Now what I'd like you to do is on that same piece of paper that you drew the line on the left-hand side, what I want you to think about is what ahas or learnings, and some of you talked a little bit about this, but what ahas, lessons, and breakthroughs are you most proud of and celebrating? So like Pam, this breakthrough of putting these self-imposed schedules on us, right? Or all of you talked about some of these, but I want you on the left-hand side to list out some of the learnings that you've had over the last 90 days. And then how is that going to serve you? And I'll give you a couple minutes. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to split you into groups of 2, and I'm going to give you about 5 minutes. So that's about 2.5 minutes apiece to share with each other 1 or 2. Like, I would stick with 1 like key aha moment or learning that you had and why you're celebrating that. How is that serving you as you go forward? So I'm going to split you out. Just know when I close the rooms, you don't have to automatically come back to the room. It gives you 60 seconds. So I'll close it a minute before you're supposed to come back. So don't freak out when it says the room is closing in a minute. So if you all would hit okay, we will start that and share with each other those ahas and how it's going to serve you in the future. I'll see you in about 5. Whoa. You're on mute.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked the shiny button. I meant
That's
to put it
okay.
in the-
Did you guys finish? You can finish
No.
whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm kind of just, I mean, the time frame of my stuff that I wanted to do is not necessarily happening this summer. So I think I got myself so spun up in everything that has to happen in order for it to happen in the fall that like, but the reality is that I don't need to get spun up on it right now. So I can set it down for a minute, breathe. And then what I'm finding is as I've just, the thought of setting it down did feel enough relief, but then it was also like, no, I actually do want it though.
Cool. That's
And it was
awesome.
I had to fully swing to that other side to feel clearer.
Yeah, surrender, right? It's yeah.
Yeah.
Did I hear the
Okay.
word surrender?
That lovely word. Okay. So the next question is, now what I want you to do here is we're going to, so if you have to flip your piece of paper over, I want you to make 3 columns. And now what I want you to think about is not the past, but look forward 90 days from now, which will actually be mid-October. Perfect timing for everyone to come back and go to the Cast Your Vision retreat that I have at the end of October. Get your tickets now. No. And what I want you to think about in the next 90 days is, what are you most inspired to create? And what I want you to think about is, what in the first column, what is it that you want to create? What is it that you want to manifest? So what is it that you want to create? What is it that you want to manifest? Then the center section is, how will this impact me? And the third section is how will this benefit others? So section 1 is, what am I most inspired to create? Like, what do I want to manifest? The middle section is how will this impact me? And the third column is, how will this benefit others? So I'll give you a few minutes to jot some of those down, and then we're going to split out. Okay, I'll give you another minute. Okay. I'm switching it up a little bit. So you're going to be in a room with somebody else. And at the end of it, just be careful not to hit the shiny button. But when it closes the room, remember you still have a minute to finish. I'm going to give you about 6 minutes. So you'll each have 3 minutes to walk through some of these things that you want to manifest. And when we come back, I want you to be prepared to just share one thing that you want to manifest over this next 90 days. And you don't have to necessarily say, how will this benefit you or others? That's going to take place in your small group, but just to kind of end our call. So I'll give you about 6 minutes and we'll see you back here. Okay. I'm just going to call on people. I want to know one thing you want to manifest in the next 90 days because I'm writing it down in my October calendar to follow up and just check in on you. So Linda, I'm going to start with you because you're up top. Oh, you're on mute. Everybody unmute themselves if you would, unless you have dogs or like lots of noise, and that way we don't have to wait a bunch of time for people to. Okay, Linda.
Okay, so one thing I'm doing is this is part of what I wanted for the clinic is I'm setting up the next step, where I'm becoming a supervisor for interns. And my first intern starts in October. And so I'm going through a training for that and certification the end of July. And so that's the first step. It's a dream of our clinic to have interns to train so that we can, help more. And actually pretty exciting. People get very excited that are into this to be able to come and learn what we're doing. So
yep.
Very
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to be a supervisor for interns. Janae, go for it.
I want to start a blog. I want to write out some of the just content that I feel like I have in my head around joy and perfectionism and just process some of that creatively. And the byproduct of it is I'll be slowly growing a list as well. So, but yeah, I want to start a blog.
Awesome. I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sarah, what about you?
No more migraines.
Oh dear.
And look at that, 90 days with Joni at the same time as we're doing our 90 days. So
Awesome.
That's mine.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Hey, Quentin. Britt, what about you?
I need to manifest, whatever, a new schedule for meditation and exercise.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Joni.
I want to figure out how to get my business model, whether it's through the flow method or different with just the more group coaching aspect.
So you want to create a business model that has the majority of your business in a group situation? Did I understand that correctly?
I think so. Like more of the coaching, more of the mastermind kind of idea, but yeah, like more in a group setting, like kind of shifting the dynamics of less one-on-one or one-on-one super targeted, like 30 minutes and then more group time.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it looks like.
Yeah, that's part of what you're trying to figure out, right? Okay. Pam, what about you?
I would like to create a subscription box.
Great. You're so funny. You're freaking out.
I know. I love it. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So that concludes kind of where we're at. The question that I would have, we have just a couple of minutes left, is as you look at what's next for you and what you want to manifest, I would challenge in a really nice way. I wish there was a different word I could use for challenge, but like I would really call you to level up this idea of trusting the universe, trusting the universal laws in a big way. I'm reading this book right now. I'm not ready to recommend completely because I haven't listened to very much of it, called 10 Times. And it's just important to know that as you level up and as you continue to manifest these things, expect it. Because a lot of times we work the universal laws and we believe the universal laws of law, cause and effect, the law of vibration, all of those things in smaller things. But when we think bigger, sometimes we lose the faith, right? And so I will share with you, I got this little book. And when I say little, this is my phone. This is the book. And it's called E² 9 Do-It-Yourself Energy Experiments that prove your thoughts create your realities. And it asks you to actually go through and do experiments, create things that you will see and do, and miracles that will happen. gifts that will come your way to prove to you that this universal like energy works. So that one I do recommend to you. I think they have it coming in Kindle. It said pre-order, but whenever I ordered it, it was only in this little purse size, which is actually okay. Okay, ladies, thank you so much for your time. I hope this was helpful. I think it's always good to look back and see like, what are the things that we've accomplished and why was that so important? And what learnings you had over the last 90 days, and then also what you want to continue to manifest. I'm a firm believer that if you have some goals or you have some things that you want to do and who you want to be, that don't wait until that goal has been accomplished to set your next goal, because then you have a lag period. Right? Like set the next goal before you reach that goal. So I so appreciate all of you. And if anybody is wanting to hear more about the mastermind or the October retreat, let me know. I would love to see you all there, and everybody have a fabulous afternoon.
Happy birthday, Linda.
Yeah,
Oh,
today's
thank
your
you.
birthday. I had that down to say. I'm so sorry, Linda. Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a fun day to celebrate.
Yay.
Yeah,
Happy
lucky
birthday.
the
Happy
13.
birthday.
Lucky Linda, 13.
Yeah.
So good to see everybody.
Bye,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
Bye,
bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.